We are pleased to have Minister Fahy here today with Charles Dunstan and from the Construction Association of Bermuda, and David Tabasco representing DCK Bermuda, our contractor. We are delighted to announce that construction has begun at the Morgan's Point development, which from now on will be known as Caroline Bay, Bermuda. We have always called this Bermuda's project, and we are proud that the vision is becoming a reality and we're maximizing the benefits available to my fellow Bermudians. It is important to us to create a proper channel for those seeking employment during the construction stage of this project, so we initiated conversations with the Department of Workforce Development in collaboration with the Construction Association of Bermuda and our contractor DCK, a world-renowned firm with a track record of successful development. We work together, we work together to define a program that ensures Bermudians are provided with prospects for employment. DCK Bermuda has a need for skilled workers through their choice to use local subcontractors for the majority of the construction work. Whilst DCK looks to support the construction industry, Morgan's Point Limited has been employing many local businesses such as architects, engineers, contractors, and landscapers, to name a few. The opportunities do not stop at construction. Once this beautiful resort is built, there will be hospitality career positions from service, energy management, marketing, IT, and management of the numerous departments required to run and maintain a successful hotel. It is our privilege to work with the Department of Workforce Development under the Ministry of Michael Fahy, and I would now like to introduce the Minister, who will have a few words to say.
Thank you very much. Good morning. I'm continually encouraged by the progress being made at Morgan's Point. I was here last November to witness the exceptional work being done to erect the Artemis team racing facility out on the eastern end of this property, much of which was carried out, I'm proud to say, by a Bermudian contractor. We've come so far since then in pushing this project forward, as you can all see here today. I would like to commend Craig Christensen, Brian Dupero, and Nelson Hunt for their efforts in helping us to enhance Bermuda's tourism product and in assisting in the hosting of the America's Cup next summer. I'd also like to thank them, and of course my Department of Workforce Development, for all of their hard work in ensuring that Bermudians get a fair bite of the cherry, so to speak, when it comes to job opportunities on site. The Department of Workforce Development are currently collaborating with the developers DCK Bermuda and the Construction Association of Bermuda to determine how many subcontractors will be required to carry out the work needed to complete this project. Once the timelines and skill requirements are finalized, individuals who are in search of employment in various construction occupations will be asked to register with the Department of Workforce Development. We will work with all subcontractors to assist with the recruitment process. The timelines are an important factor to mention in managing the expectation of Bermudians in need of work. This project will be managed in multiple phases. The first phase includes the building of 35 branded condominium residences with an expected completion within the final quarter of 2017. Build of a new marina that includes 77 berths with capacity for additional 21 mega yachts to be completed by the end of 2016, early 2017. And a 5-star boutique 70-room Ritz-Carlton Reserve Hotel to be completed by the final quarter of 2018. Individuals who are underemployed or unemployed in this sector are advised to begin to prepare their resumes, reference letters, and relevant documents to ensure a seamless application process. We will come back to the public once we are at a point where we need to source workers for these projects. Additionally, the Department of Workforce Development is prepared to work directly with the various industries involved to assist with the training needs of Bermudians in order to elevate their chances of obtaining work opportunities both in the Morgan's Point development and on the island as a whole. During preliminary discussions with the Morgan's Point developers, some of the areas where opportunities may arise are as follows: drywalling, tiling, power engineering, electrical, plumbing, landscaping, and pool maintenance. Similar conversations are being held with regards to the airport project and the St. George's Hotel project. The DWD team are working diligently to identify the skills needed for these projects in order to proactively identify and prepare a strong and capable talent pool ready to take on the opportunities that will arise over the course of the next number of years. There is certainly promise for gainful employment opportunities in the near future, and I am absolutely delighted as the minister responsible to see such a proactive approach on behalf of the DWD in seeking local labor for these projects in partnership with organizations such as these. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Great. Good. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Minister. Well, I guess most of what has to be said has been said, but the Construction Association of Bermuda is very pleased to be part of these ongoing discussions with the developer, the contractor, and government. While there may be potential for a $1 billion resort on this magnificent piece of land, economic reality dictates that developments such as Morgan's Point go through many iterations of design and financial modeling before a viable option is finalized. We applaud the developers for their tenacity in reaching this milestone of phase one of their project. We also acknowledge that these visionaries are often working against incredible odds to find the right formula to make it a reality. We acknowledge their courage in bringing this vision to this point. This is the first new resort on virgin property in many decades, which is pretty exciting for Bermuda. The impact of the project will be significant, involving 200 to 300 jobs over the next 2 years. Now, each job will not only support the individual employee, but go a long way to supporting 200 to 300 families, which translates to food, rent, school books, all those things which we all take for granted too often. The collaboration is an example of a great relationship that our industry is developing with the developer and the contractor. The Construction Association membership is committed to providing professional support by way of quality work product. The association will continue to provide local knowledge and industry information to this project team. Our expansive role includes everything from the training of individuals who are seeking place of entry into the industry to providing connections between our member contractors, the developers, and the stakeholders. We encourage all skilled tradespersons who wish to participate in this project to make the Department of Workforce Development their first stop. Construction Association and the department will be working together to ensure the right skilled people are available to fill employment opportunities as they emerge. Thank you. I'd like to introduce David Tabasco of DCK Bermuda.
Thank you. Well, good morning. The first thing I'd like to say is, on behalf of DCK Worldwide, we're extremely pleased to have this opportunity to be able to work with such a fine group that Craig has assembled here, and the opportunity is just incredible to be able to work with all the Bermudian subcontractors. As you can see behind us, you see the work is already advancing out there. We've had the opportunity to work with a number of great contractors already out there, and a number of people have been employed. Actually, Charles has been a big part of putting our offices together. So we're extremely pleased today that work's going to progress. You'll soon see foundations arising up out of the ground out there very, very shortly. A lot of infrastructure work, etc., will all take place in the next month. Okay, so an extreme rise in employment is going to happen here over the next several weeks. Okay, so we're very, very happy with that. So any questions that anybody have, we'd love to hear them.
There has been some anecdotal evidence that it's not as easy to get construction workers as it sounds. There isn't that kind of queue of 600 people waiting for the jobs that are coming in the next 2 years. Are you that confident that this will bring people forward that can be used and are specialized and are experienced enough to be able to take them on board?
What we found so far is the abilities of the working craft that have come on so far they've been more than adequate. Our expectation, we've worked a lot with Charles already early on. We're trying to identify the craft that we're going to need, the specialized contractors that can come in and do that work. So we feel confident that there's enough abilities here in Bermuda to do the majority of the work. anything that's outside of that, that's particularly specialized, then we would work with the minister and everyone else as far as recruitment to allow to bring in that specialized labor. Hopefully that's very, very minimal, okay, because of the cost. It's very prohibitive to bring people here. So we're gonna work, we're gonna train. You know, DCK's worked all over the Caribbean and lots of other remote locations across the world. And we always find that when we get there, maybe the craft isn't right where they need to be, but we'll take time to work with them, give them specialized skills, train them as they go along. You know, at the end of the day, we're gonna make success both with the workforce and the end product for the user.
So today, can you give us an idea of what exactly is going on behind us? How many people are underground and how that's going to increase, and what firms are actually working at the moment?
Right now, the firms that are working right now, you have Correa Construction that's performing the actual clearing and grubbing operation. He has some subcontractors that are working underneath of him. They're assigned to him, but what they're doing is they're actually removing all the vegetation, the trees. They're just flattening the ground and getting it prepared so that we can perform the actual physical cuts in the ground and the fills in the ground so that it's contoured to begin the foundation work. So that's Correa Construction. Smith Excavation and Hauling is working now as our demolition contractor. They've removed all the existing buildings. They've demoed all that. It's pretty much free of anything that was here existing previously. They've been working now for a couple of months. Along with that, we've had Kaisa. Kaisa has actually set up our office complex. They put all that together for us. So they're basically the main contractors now. We have a lot of other guys like BAC that's performing electrical work for us and plumbing and mechanical, BUE that's doing the electrical. And you know, soon we'll be started with a bunch of other infrastructure work and foundation work. Those contracts right now, we've solicited bids. We're going through those bids, and soon those bids we're going to award. Okay, as soon as that's awarded, then you know, work will begin.
The numbers, just like a number.
A number right now, you have about 25 workers out there today.
Will planning be an important issue in this?
You know, planning's been a little bit of a, you know, as anything, when this is very sophisticated design, you know, trying to get all the elements put together as far as the design and then trying to relay that back to the Planning Commission and have them understand everything that we're trying to accomplish. I think that's taken a little bit longer than maybe some people expected. I think now things are starting to, you know, the path is starting to be cleared as far as that goes, and we see that, you know, permits are starting to drop in there now. Now, after we get the permitting, now we have to make sure that, okay, now we have the contractors ready to employ.